Well, in short, ReZero episode 7 was a wild ride from start to finish. There was just so much that happened. Like, there was no opening, there was no ending. Every single moment of the episode was devoted to the episode itself. Like, respect White Fox for that, because they are clearly putting forth all of the effort imaginable toward this show. And it shows, it really does. Like, a minor thing that I noticed about this episode, actually, was how clean the animation was. It was very aesthetically pleasing all the way through. And the voice acting, it was spectacular. It's one of those things that you can't really appreciate until you reach scenes that are as emotionally loaded as these ones, but then they kind of just, like, leave you in a state of awe once you reach the end. I've actually seen quite a few people call this the best anime episode to air in quite some time, or at least this season. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably up there. This season definitely, and this season's been pretty strong in general. And it's still pretty up there for anime in general. This stuff was really good. But yeah, we pick up immediately where we left off last week. Rem is revealed to be the one trying to kill Subaru. Her logic is, in the simplest sense, that she suspects him of being affiliated with the witch that we keep hearing of. Her suspicions, I think they're not unwarranted. Subaru, at least after these restarts, has been acting somewhat suspiciously, reacting bizarrely upon that first morning's wake-up, sneaking about the castle, asking all sorts of questions, spending time alone with Ram. But then there's the fact that he smells of the witch, and you can hardly blame her for those suspicions. That being said, she is reacting to suspicion by killing the suspect, and that is largely overkill. But I do suppose that in a desperate situation, she wants her sister safe. The witch is evidently very dangerous, and her supporters would probably be as well. And you can see why she could think it was necessary to act very quickly and very decisively. And against a stranger, I might add. Subaru may know her, but she does not know Subaru. That, of course, is the tragedy of the situation. There has always been something very sad about the fact that upon restarting, Subaru remembers all that he went through with these people, but it never happened for them. Only he retains these memories. It's actually giving me some serious Steins Gate vibes here that I really love. And just as Okabe begins to crack under this mental stress, so does Subaru. Except here it's all the more dramatic, because, one, this is literally just the 7th episode where Subaru is beginning to have a mental breakdown, and goodness only knows how much worse things are going to get. And 2, this is literally someone he views as a friend trying to murder him. It's horrific, magnificently so. The scene hits you in all the right place, did for me at least. And it ends in his death. A death after which Subaru wakes up to the face of the person who just killed him. Like, can you even imagine what that must feel like? Like, I can't. Naturally, Subaru freaks out. Also, naturally, this looks really strange. And when you follow that up with that creepy moment when he's talking to Amelia, and he goes to explain what's going on, and you see all those smoky hands creeping around him and scaring him into submission and secrecy, pretty much. Like, gosh, how weird must this look for everyone else? And whatever is going on here, Subaru is being forced into an isolated state, naturally advantageous to whoever may be targeting him, and utterly contrary to his friendly and personable nature. Sick. Fortunately, however, we soon learn that he has an ally in Beatrice. Belligerent though her personality may be, I think she is his only true ally at the moment. Not because she likes him. In fact, she doesn't seem to like him at all, but simply because she appears to be, at heart, a simple and decent person, no more and no less. Clearly, Rem and Ram are dangerous. Roswell is entirely ambiguous at the moment, but creepy enough to be wary of, I think. And Amelia, though I would like to trust her, and at this moment she really hasn't acted in a way unworthy of trust, she really could go either way. Especially with all of the hints that we've gotten that have been connecting her in some way to the witch. Apparently the story is cruel, and so I wouldn't be surprised if the big twist were her being the witch, of course, but I have little evidence to support a theory villainizing her as it stands. I trust Beatrice completely. Like, I don't see, at least, any possible ulterior motives in helping Subaru here, as she has no real love for him, and she ultimately goes beyond the assumed contract of helping him for the 5 days, as Subaru assumed. She just wants to chill in her library and hang out with Puck, and I can't blame her. I would happily do the same. But, yeah, she makes a deal with Subaru to protect him. What sweet relief it must be for him. And it saves his life. He makes it to the 5th day. He makes it past the night where he keeps dying. And it's great. Then we learned that that night, Rem died. I don't know why. But it does also make me question how antagonistic she actually is. Could it be for some reason that if she didn't kill Subaru, she would die? That obviously doesn't justify her actions, but it makes me suspect that a degree of coercion was in play and that the real enemy here is a third party. Possibly a character that has already been introduced, possibly a new one that will allow us to ease into the next segment of the story. Actually, you can think back to the ogre story. The blue ogre sacrificed itself for the red one. She could have opted to do the dirty work to save her sister, or to just save her sister from having to do it herself, and then killed Subaru under the pretense of suspicion. In that case, it also makes her actions more rational, because she'd no longer be taking such drastic action for something as simple as suspicion, but to save her own sister. Sacrifice a stranger to save your sister. As far as killing people motives go, that's pretty understandable. I think I like that possibility, actually. Like, especially because Subaru literally ends the episode by killing himself to trigger a restart and save them. Like, that scene, that was incredible. Subaru is incredible. It may be stupid, this choice, I don't know. I mean, now that he can try to both befriend them all, and he can also get Beatrice's protection again, it might work out. But, honestly, at the end of the day, I just love characters that are genuinely good and kind and heroic people. And that is what Subaru is. He has the opportunity to do this over, even though it causes a great pain, even though he is doing it for the sake of a person who killed him, and for the sake of a person who is set on killing him, even though it might not work and he might actually die. And he opts to do it. Like, I'm impressed. And then the verbal juxtaposition at that last moment, Ram's echo of "I'll kill you," immediately followed by his "I'll save you." And then the splat at the end. Cutscene. It was... God bless Natsuki Subaru. And I really, really want this to work out for him. I don't know if he or we could handle another round of this storyline, so hopefully it'll wrap up with a somewhat happy-ish maybe conclusion. I hope the someone coercing Rem theory is true as well, because, like, it validates Subaru's decision here, and of course it also saves these two people that he loves. It's a really simple motivation that he has, one that you would expect an anime protagonist to take. However, it's really balanced out by the gravity of the situation. I really love the way that this show, it oh so clearly establishes the consequences of Subaru's action, that things can really go wrong, and that all of this is really, really painful for Subaru to go through. It's not gonna just be like, oh wow, if I make a mistake I can just redo it easy, no problem, I'll just die. No. He loses the relationships that he's formed with these people, and dying, it really, really hurts him. He hesitates so much to do this. He runs away when Ram questions him. He initially decides to just accept this awful situation just because he doesn't want to die. He is really scared. But then he does it anyway. And that is why he makes such an excellent character. He doesn't possess a superhuman lack of fear, and he's really decidedly normal, but just good. And so he gathers up the courage to do it. I love him. And, like, I can't wait for next week. I am incredibly curious to see what comes next. The show is shaping itself up to be absolutely incredible. It's taking a simple formula, doing it very well, and then turning it on its head. Just enough. And I'm just like, just let Subaru be happy. In the end, he's going to suffer. I know that. Just let it be worth it. I mean, well, if we're completely honest, I'll probably enjoy the show either way, even if it is just him suffering all the time, because it's a story, and sometimes I like that sort of thing. But that's all I've got. Like, comment, subscribe if you would. What do you think about this whole Rem situation? Why do you think she died, and what do you think that means for the wider story? And what sort of unspeakable horrors lie in store for the rest of the show? Only time will tell. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.